Okay, if you're a fan of classic rock, I think you're going to enjoy this video. So, Gary, we do a lot of those. I don't know how many. Have you done many of the magazine? You've done some of the flip-throughs.
Some of the read-throughs, not the unveilings.
So I go through a lot of these magazines, and one of the things that people have said several times is we need to get Cream magazine and we need to get Kerrang.
Cream and Kerrang. Yeah, there were big deals
because
back in the day.
I've done we've done
Circus, Hit Parader.
And Hit Parader, that's right, and Hit Parader. We've done those three. So I think what's in here is some Kerrang magazines.
Nice.
So I thought it'd be fun for us to, every time of these come in, I do a little video where we open them up. And you hadn't done one of these where we opened it up.
This will be a nice unveiling.
So I thought this would be kind of a fun thing to do.
How it goes.
So I'm going to bust this open. And like I said, these should be Kerrang.
All right.
And Kerrang apparently was a British
I believe
magazine.
So. I mean,
I remember hearing about them, but I don't know that I never owned one.
No, I remember kind of back in the day, there were certain music stores or what we would call like cool stationery stores that would have like the music magazines, right?
Right. And you used to get Circus? We've talked about that before.
Like as a subscription?
Not as a subscription, just buying them. Because I never had a subscription, but I used to buy them.
I mean, no, I'd go to the store and buy them. And, I think my parents, they wouldn't let me kind of spend them. And first of all, they didn't have the money, much less to get a subscription. Because some subscriptions were kind of on the expensive side, especially if they were coming from Europe. Yeah, I mean, back in the day. Today, it's probably like lunch.
It's funny because I was recording one earlier where I think the subscription for a year was $35. And that no. If you bought at the newsstand, it was $35. The yearly subscription was like $16 bucks.
Yeah. No, I mean, there were subscriptions like that were like.
How many things am I paying for every month right now that are?
Oh, Netflix alone.
Oh, I have subscriptions for things that are $100 a month.
Disney Plus, Hulu.
It's crazy.
All your streaming services. This looks good.
So looks like there's a bunch in here. So we're just gonna kind of take these one at a time.
All right.
And then we'll just kind of see what we have. Okay. Yeah, this is the Kerrang one. All right, so this is going to be fun.
Great.
What is this? Wait, what is this first thing? There's a record in here. Oh, it's stuck to this magazine. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, here's the first one. This has a...
Flexible Fiend, 33. It's like a single.
Flexible Fiend. Is this a band? Have you heard anything about this?
It looks like it's Anthrax. Look, Anthrax.
Oh, Anthrax. Duh, it says it right there.
Yeah. You get
Disneyland
the free song.
After Dark. Have you ever heard of that?
Special edition?
This is crazy. Do you remember seeing things like this? These really thin... It looks like this one's the only one that has the one side. Because they used to put these on like cereal boxes. Did you ever get any of those?
I didn't get any like in cereal, but I mean I've seen these kinds of things have maybe a song or two, and they were just kind of like special editions.
Dude, that is so cool. Now it's dark. It says Anthrax. Now it's dark. Disneyland After Dark. Is that?
That's a throwback.
I think that's a Disneyland After Dark. Might be a band because the song says Jihad. Is that right? Okay.
Can't see what.
Anybody out there knows what this is?
Might be two songs on there. You got.
It says Anthrax.
So maybe
Anthrax,
you got two songs.
It's dark.
You get the magazine.
Disneyland After Dark. DAD Jihad.
Yeah, maybe you get the magazine and
it's clear.
You get the Kerrang, Flexible Fiend. I mean, it's almost translucent. I mean, if you can kind of see that.
Let's see if it comes off so we can see the cover. Oh, it looks like it's going to mess up the cover if I take it off.
Yeah, looks like it's two songs because you can kind of see the track break.
How interesting.
That is awesome.
Okay, wow. That's a nice little...
You'll throw that on the turntable
bonus.
tonight.
Oh, yeah, we'll be
dinner.
busting that out for sure. So this Kerrang, it looks like it'll...
Peel off?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to rip a little bit if I start taking it off. So this one is... Oh, free Flexi disc. Exclusive tracks. Okay, exclusive tracks from Anthrax and Disneyland After Dark. I've never heard of Disneyland After Dark. This one is September... Was it say there? September 6th. Somebody the other day on one of the videos made fun of the fact that I put everything right up in front of my eyes so I can see them. But let's see if we can read. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to try it. Let me see if I can get this. I'm just making a mess.
It looks like Nico, right?
So Vane, 24/7 Spyz, Trevor Rabin from Yes. Yeah, do you know? So Trevor Rabin was the guitarist on 90125.
Sure.
And he ended up doing a bunch of movie soundtracks.
Oh yeah, I think that's his thing now.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Anyway, he's
more a thing there for a while. I don't know what he's doing now.
There's Golden Earring, Dangerous Toys, Shotgun Messiah.
Those are
Balaam,
throwback bands.
And the Angel. Did you ever hear any of these?
Those bands?
Golden Earring, I had.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, not just heard of, but had you ever heard these bands? I've heard Golden Earring.
Shotgun Messiah.
I don't remember anything about Shotgun Messiah.
They were kind of like an '80s band, if I remember right. Just kind of in that LA scene kind of look and feel back in the day. And what was the other one?
Vane, 24/7 Spyz, Trevor Rabin, Golden Earring, Dangerous Toys, Shotgun Messiah, and Balaam and
Dangerous
the Angel.
Toys I've heard of, never listened to them. So, but yeah, there you go.
How interesting.
I mean,
this looks like Nico McBrain, but I don't think it is. It says BulletBoys burst into Britain.
Yeah. I was saying, it looks like Nico, but it is. It's Mark, the lead singer from, I forget, Torkian, I think is.
I don't know.
Yeah, he played, I think he was he's an LA guy.
BulletBoys.
BulletBoys, lead singer.
I'm not smart enough to know who that would be. How interesting. Okay, this is cool. Free Flexi disc.
We got it.
Covers up the. Then we have on the back.
Ooh.
Chicago Fire
Washburn. Okay, so if you remember right, I mean this is Washburn, the guitar company, an ad for theirs, but they're kind of out of Illinois, I believe.
There's the Hancock building right there. Yeah. Yes, that's Chicago.
So
it says Chicago, duh.
Yeah, so they're probably marketing to the Brits, because Kerrang, we were saying, is a British magazine. But this is kind of like in their 80s guitar line, which I had a white one.
Was yours? You had a Washburn, didn't you?
Yeah,
That's
like
right.
That. Yeah.
You put all those stickers all over it.
The stickers all over it.
I forgot that was a Washburn.
Cool.
I forgot that was
actually
a Washburn.
The same series. So I had a Chicago Fire series.
No
Washburn.
Kidding. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Except mine had the missing middle pickup, and it just had the one pickup by the neck and one bridge pickup.
So you had the humbucker here.
Yep.
And then the single coil up there. I remember that guitar. That was a cool guitar.
That was good. Yeah, it played great. It was awesome. Loved the neck. I was sold on the Washburn brand.
Oh, here it is. Washburn UK Limited.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, and then it looks like they have Washburn gear in the back. Washburn amps. Okay.
Interesting.
How cool is this? Yes, that's got to be Lake Michigan there in the background. I lived in Chicago for a while. Yeah, so anyway, this is how cool. Okay, cool. Well, we're just gonna do the covers because we're gonna flip through these eventually. So there's the first one.
Next,
okay, let's see what else we've got in here.
Do we have a flexi disc on this one?
No, I don't think there's any more flexi discs.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Okay.
Okay, so this one
Scott
is
Ian on the cover.
So Anthrax. Did you ever see Anthrax? Did you like them?
I do like Anthrax. I never saw them live, other than on TV videos or stuff like that.
I think I saw them open for Kiss. I've talked about them on some of these videos before, but I never liked their music that much, but they were fun, crazy fun band.
Oh, I think they're awesome.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah. They were really cool, and I loved seeing them in concert, even though I didn't really, like I said, I wasn't really into their music at the time. But they were. But the thing that I loved was when they did the Public Enemy thing.
Oh yeah, that was kind of cool.
Bring the Noise.
Bring the Noise.
Still, I think that's one of the coolest.
Yeah, that's really great.
It was so great. So, okay, so this one's March 11th.
And of the times, right? Because you had Aerosmith doing the Run DMC thing.
Okay, but Aerosmith, so that happened several years earlier, like 3-4 years earlier. And, dude, I don't think the Aerosmith one was fun and cool.
Right.
But it didn't have the energy or the drive or the awesomeness that this did.
No, absolutely.
This was...
The mashup, I want to use the modern term. Mashup, and maybe mashup is not even the modern term. Collab is the modern term.
Okay.
Of Anthrax and
Public Enemy.
Public Enemy.
When you get Chuck D in there, when he starts, oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
So amazing.
Yeah.
So March 11, 1989, Free Inside, giant double-sided color with a K and a U poster. KERRANG. So Attack of the Mad Moshing Midget, Scott Ian of Anthrax, gets Antisocial.
That's kind of funny because he's not very tall, but
I didn't know that. Is that right?
yeah, he's.
Some of these guys are like Angus Young is like 4'3" or something. I mean, some of these guys are really, and they're amazing. But he was like, when I saw them in concert, he was like an animal.
Oh yeah,
just running in a circle the whole time. It was. They were so fun. They were so wild. And then they did they were in the Big Four. Oh, it was great.
It's good stuff.
So let's see. Here begins this issue. The Guns N' Roses story. Somebody on this channel a few days ago was messaging me saying we need to do Guns N' Roses
for
videos.
sure. Yeah,
which we just never have for no good reason. We've talked about them, but we've never actually made a video.
Yeah, no, it's been a long time we've mentioned, and they've been on the news a lot as of late.
Yeah, we need to bust out because I have some vinyl. We need to do it. Riotous Readers Poll pinup. Vixen, Kings of the Sun. I know who Vixen is, but not Kings of the Sun.
Yeah, Vixen.
So Alexa, don't know. Acid Rain, Little Angels, Living Color.
Yeah.
No Living Color is. Leatherwolf and Sheriff.
You know, and again, KERRANG these might be more bands that we don't recognize because we're stateside. They might be more European or UK bands. That's why we might not recognize some of the names. But Vixen, baby.
Oh yeah,
I
remember Vixen for sure.
I'm trying to remember that they had that big song there for a little while.
I wouldn't even know. Even if you said it, I don't think I'd know it.
Something of a Broken Heart.
Oh, now that you say that, I do think I remember.
Dude, I'm like the worst. You're the best one when it comes to remembering songs.
Some bands I don't know enough about to even remember because I didn't know it in the first place.
Yeah,
okay, let's see what's on the back. Oh, what is this? More music for your money, only from Maxell. See, these are Maxell cassette tapes, right? Free record tokens. This token is worth 50p? Is that pounds? Off your next music purchase at almost any record shop. It can be redeemed by record shops who accept standard record tokens. I don't even know what that
maybe
means.
Somebody that's watching this from the UK
can
kind of tell us.
So I guess when you'd buy the tapes, you'd get these
tokens and go buy a different album.
I know we have people that watch this in the UK, so maybe you can explain that.
From the other side of the pond.
From the other side of the pond. We actually have quite a few people over on the other side of the pond that watch these videos. So
were you a Maxell guy or Memorex or Sony? Like, remember these tapes?
So I did use Maxell some. The XL2, I know I used those a lot, but I was more of a TDK. I was a TDK guy.
Oh, that's right, TDK. That had the orange wrapper.
I did the TDK SA90, I think, is what I used a lot. So, but I did have some Maxells. They were kind of like, for me, second tier. But I don't know. I mean, they were all really, all
right.
They were all fine. The ones that you'd do, you'd get third and fourth tier where you walk into Walgreens and they've got some, the house brand Walgreens cassettes.
Yeah, I don't think I value my music too much to get off-brand or private label. I got them a couple times. Searchron, I remember that was one of them. But you know what? So my company Audiomover, I have seen every type of cassette tape you could imagine. No, I'm sure.
And it's really interesting because the Maxells and the TDKs, believe it or not, they still last. Mm-hmm. But you get in some of those cheaper ones and the pressure pads fall off of those things so easily, and so I've dealt with some terrible crap over the years in that business.
Or is it Memorex?
Yeah, exactly.
Memorex. They had the cool ads too.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, next one.
KERRANG. That was a good one. Scott Ian, baby.
That's kind of
New York.
Is that right? Is that where they were from?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't smart enough to know. Okay, so this is
big game.
This one is June 24th, 1989. Okay, this is interesting. I didn't even notice this before, but 95p. It's got to be pounds, right?
Yeah.
Just not used to. Okay.
I'm assuming.
Big Game Hunter, Mike.
Mike
Tramp.
This is White Lion.
That's why it's Big Game Hunter.
Yeah.
I should have just even recognized him, just from the picture.
He's doing some stuff
because he was a good looking dude. I mean, he was. And
think about their debut album, man. That was huge.
And, wait. Was that it?
Yeah.
Never had a chance to love you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember them.
Hungry, their opening track on that was awesome.
I don't remember. I guess we'll have to get a White Lion.
We'll have to get a White
LP.
Lion. I mean, Vito Bratta, the guitar player.
He's amazing.
Amazing. And then he's like disappeared. Like, I know Eddie Trunk and stuff was tried to track him down, and he hasn't done. They did a couple albums. He retired.
Yeah, I remember.
He's
remember that.
Nowhere to be found. It's like Waldo. Where's Waldo? Where's Vito Bratta? Where are these guys? But hey, maybe he did what he did. But dude, he sounded so awesome. And now anybody, you can go to YouTube and look at anybody that's playing like Eddie Van Halen, but or has that copy. But Vito was amazing as far as in that genre, and so tasteful. I don't know. I like that White Lion. Pride, I think, was the first album, the white one.
I don't remember, man.
It was great. And that's the era right there.
Okay, yeah. And this is 1989. Okay, Horse, I don't know anything about. I'm going to feel...
I'm sorry.
Horse London.
And not to be confused with Horse
USA, Horse
guess.
Canada.
Or maybe.
Horse.
Maybe so.
Horse Switzerland.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, I'm about to feel so stupid. I already do. Nevermore. You know who Nevermore is?
Mm-mm.
They came off of a band called Sanctuary from back in the 80s.
Okay.
They were discovered by Dave Mustaine, produced by Dave Mustaine. Then they morphed into this band called Nevermore. Now here's where I'm going to feel super stupid. If I sat here long enough, I haven't talked to him in years, but the bassist for Nevermore sat actually right here.
Oh, no way.
And we worked on some songs together.
Oh.
This goes back 5-6 years ago.
Interesting.
And as a matter of fact, because the singer for Nevermore, dude, I wish I would have looked at these earlier because I'd be able to speak intelligently right now. I can't even think of their names.
Well, we will cover this, and you'll be
so I actually have a couple of their CDs. Nevermore, the singer he passed away a few years ago. I think he was a diabetic, and he had he died down in South America.
Oh wow!
And so, but Nevermore, man, they're good. That's so much great stuff. They were just awesome. Anyway, and the bassist, and I feel so stupid because he's he was a friend for a while, and he's just one of the sweetest guys. He's actually living up in Alaska right now. But and I talk to him every once in a while.
In the studio, be like, hey, we pulled out KERRANG.
Yeah, and there they
Nevermore, right on the front cover.
Anyway, I feel so
along with Tiger Tails.
Hopefully, I'll think of his name here in a minute.
Metallica.
And Metallica, Slammer. I don't know. There. Hey, King's
X.
Right there. Them. Pariah and Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.
Yeah, I mean Mr. Big, of course. So, but I don't know who Pariah is. I know who King's X is, obviously, now. So.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
On the back,
There's Vixen. Their debut album.
Edge of a Broken Heart. Look at that. They've answered. I mean, that's the universe taking care of us,
exactly. Right? 3 singles, 3 hits, 1 album. Yeah, the way we have the lights set up today, it's hard to get a little bit of a glare. But
Edge of a Broken Heart. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's a cool tune.
Yeah.
I kind of like the Harley, license plate with the Vixen. That's kind of cool. That's their album cover. They were a good band. And
something of a novelty.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, Runaways, Vixen, Lita
just
Ford.
Wore a lot of those.
I mean, yeah. What's I'm thinking of there's a gal that was, I can't.
Doro?
Yeah, I'm thinking Doro Perch, right? Is that her name?
Is it Pesh, isn't it?
Or something Pesh. Like that. Pesh, Perch, I can't remember. But Doro, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the hard rock female
just
bands.
Weren't that many of them.
No, not that had
Lita Ford
mainstream. Yeah.
I saw Lita Ford opening for somebody. She was kind of awesome.
They're still awesome.
So that was a long time ago. I saw her.
I mean, and they're all still. I mean, I just seen something on one of my feeds like Vixen, Lita Ford. They're all still touring. Joan Jett's on tour with.
That's right.
Billy Idol.
That's right. I remember seeing that.
They're still rocking.
That's when they had that discussion that I got in trouble for. Where I was talking about the short sets.
Oh yeah.
People didn't like that very
people
much.
didn't like you. Just play your hits and go home. Let me go home. I'm an old man.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, you didn't get a lot of love out of that. Dude,
No,
we got a lot of these.
Okay, dude, there's a whole bunch of them. We'll do another one or two, and we'll have to come back to them. Okay, so this is.
That's Skid Row on the cover.
Skid Row. So gargantuan double-sided. You know what's kind of interesting that I've noticed about these? Because when you guys made the suggestions of getting this KERRANG, I got on, basically these just came off of eBay. I just went and found somebody that was selling a bunch of them. And what I noticed as I was looking for KERRANG magazines is that the font always kind of looks like handwritten. I mean, in there to see all these things, you can see that. They have that kind of handwritten look to them.
Maybe it was edgy back in 19.
So gargantuan double-sided full color with a K and a U poster. I guess all these things must have had the posters
color
in them.
for KERRANG. Okay, maybe the K is in
exactly.
there.
So Skid Row, and this was what was the date on this one? This is '89. So their
debut, maybe Slave to the Grind came out.
I think Slave to the Grind was this would have still 90? Been debut.
Yeah.
So
dude, they were so good.
They
I like
were.
Skid Row.
His voice.
Youth Gone Wild in the UK. Okay.
He was such a great singer, and Sebastian Bach.
Yeah, still.
He's still a great singer. And I was doing a video earlier where I was talking about him for a little bit. Did you ever see him on Gilmore Girls?
Yes, he's awesome.
He was awesome.
Awesome.
Like he'd missed his. I shouldn't say that, but he was so fun.
Yeah.
I remember watching the Gilmore Girls, and all of a sudden I go, wait a minute, Sebastian Bach, and he was so funny. Anyway, he was just great on that show. It was so much fun. So let's see who else we have. So we have Guns N' Roses.
Enough said, right?
What does that say? Gringos Locos.
Never heard.
No idea what that is. Motley Crue.
Gringos Locos. That's like a Mexican.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Sorry, I don't mean to be not PC, but is that like
I don't know,
Mexican heavy metal band or something? Like, okay, I know I'm gonna get torn up for that. But but that's a great name. I love the name.
Yeah,
come on, I speak actually, Spanish.
I know, it's actually kind of fun.
It's my native language. Gringos Locos.
Yeah.
On stage right now. That'd be awesome. Who else we got?
So we have Motley Crue.
We know them.
White Lion.
We just saw them.
The Grip.
Never heard of them.
Venom. They were
impressive.
Yeah,
That's early Venom.
They were
coming
metal.
On.
I mean, and they were you go to that early. I remember the first time I saw Venom albums in the record store, and just the pentagrams and the goats' heads.
Wild.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Motley Crue plus.
Yeah, exactly. And then Rush.
Nice Rush getting some
little bit
some KERRANG love,
which is interesting again because we're in 1989,
right?
At this point, and it wasn't that Rush was, but Rush's heyday. Well, it's so funny talking about Rush because when did their heyday ever really stop? They always had the Rush.
It was more like fans. Everybody got in, but you were along for the ride after that.
You just stick around.
Yeah.
Because I kept seeing him in concert, even if I wasn't buying their records. They're coming in town. It's like, let's go see Rush. So so they were always kind of a thing. So the Skids are all right. Youth Gone Wild in the UK, and then Aerosmith, Choir Boys.
Is that a play on the Kids Are All Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah, especially because this is again England. So
the
Aerosmith
Brits and their humor.
Yes.
All right.
Do you remember Choir Boys? I don't know who that is.
We
Aerosmith,
covered them
Choir Boys.
one of our very first episodes.
Really? I don't remember that.
Because we were like, wait a minute, I think we knew a song or two, and maybe that's who I thought. Yeah,
this is Pump.
We've covered a lot of stuff.
Era for Aerosmith. Scorching poster inside.
I almost want to take. You know what I like about these? These look thick. Like you got your money's worth.
Yeah, these will be fun because we're gonna flip through. Yeah, look at that, man.
I mean, that's a lot.
Dude, that's actually kind of cool. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna flip through all these magazines. So let's see what's on the back of this one. Bacteria. You have 5 minutes to live. What in the heck? Antibacterial. Okay, I got to get this closer. Antibacterial anti-spots. Is this a band? Bacteria causes, because that's a, wait, what is that? I said band because it looked like an 8-track tape, but it's not an 8-track tape. Oh, this is like pimple cream. You have
For
5
real?
minutes to live. Yes, bacteria causes spots. Look at that. SPO, next line, TS. That's all. That's
right
cool.
there.
Never sends. This is great, man. The way they separate this. Birthday, BIR space THDAY cards, and is very rude, and it's not, and it's, oh, mother. In fact, death's too good for it. So wipe bacteria from the face of your face with the Triac medicated face wash. This is
awesome.
hilarious, man.
So if you don't want,
okay,
I want to know, anybody out there ever use this stuff? 5
Triac.
minutes to live, the Triac face wash,
and it's
medicated face pads.
Triac Advisory Services, Seba Free Post, Horsham, West Sussex. Okay.
They're going after the heavy metal crowd with that marketing.
Indeed, that is hilarious.
Have all the people showing up.
That is,
yeah,
that's a pimple. That's the point.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, when I first saw this, I was like,
hilarious.
"Is that an 8-track?" But no, this is a band. This is not a band. This is a
one of my favorite
face cream.
things about going back and looking at these is the marketing. Because somebody was like, you know what, man, I don't look cool, or whatever.
Yeah.
And just saying, yeah, do that.
Yeah, because you're a teenage kid, and you're tough enough, and then you got all these things showing up all over your face.
Right, can't help it.
We actually did what was it called, Accutane? My
Sure.
parents put me on that.
Yeah. So,
Cleared it
done.
all out, and then I never had to worry about it again. But man, that's
you
so
go.
fascinating.
You could have been on Triac.
I could. You know what? I could have tried Triac face wash, and that would have taken care of it. Okay. Oh, and Nevermore. Okay.
Yes.
James Shepard, bass player. See, he's the one that's actually been here in the studio before.
Nice.
James is like just a super awesome, super cool dude. And
Shout out to James.
James,
if you're watching.
which he probably isn't, but he's a really cool guy.
I love doing my shout outs.
Yeah, exactly. So he's been in here. Warrell Dane is the name of the singer. And as a matter of fact, the guitarist is a guy named Jeff Loomis. I've never met him, but he's like one of the best guitarists like ever in the world. He's amazing.
Awesome.
But so, okay, if you've never heard Nevermore before, my recommendation of a song to go listen to and you can find the music video for it, it's called Emptiness Unobstructed. You haven't heard that, have you?
I've not heard it. It will be now on my list.
You have to hear this tune. It's
listening to it on my way
amazing.
home.
Warrell Dane has this incredible
Honestly, I do.
voice. He's really amazing. And the song Emptiness Unobstructed is just... So I didn't know anything about him until I met James Shepard, because he came here to the studio to do some recording.
Nice. Very
And
good.
he started giving me all this, telling me about Nevermore and about Sanctuary. And then I looked up that song and I go, oh my gosh, these guys were amazing. I'd never even heard of them before. Anyway, so they were really good. Okay. All right. So anyway, just wanted to
New
make sure I
Kerrang
got that straight.
magazine.
Another
So-
Kerrang magazine. This one's June 3rd, 1989. And this is Vain.
That's the band?
Boast of the Town. Vain. Will they be your pick of the pops? Okay. I don't know anything. Do you know anything about Vain? I don't know who Vain is.
They were not my pick of the pops.
No, they were.
I don't even know who they are. Like, and I feel bad because they look so cool.
They actually look a little bit. They've got a little bit of a
kind of LA, like kind of hair metal, but yet kind of LA-ish. So I'm assuming they might be in that.
I don't know.
Are they British? I don't know. We'll be looking.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
into
look
these
them
guys.
up. Okay, so Wasp. Of course, we know
them.
who Wasp is. Torino.
Don't know them.
24/7 Spyz again. That was on the first one we looked at, wasn't it? Yes, that was on the one that had the little record.
Oh, okay, maybe. I didn't remember seeing that.
24/7 Spyz. Bang Tango.
Remember them?
Kingdom Come.
We've covered them.
Yeah, Kingdom. That Kingdom Come was. Anyway,
Great.
this was well. Yeah, they were pretty big at this point, but they were on their would they have been on their second album at this point, maybe, or I can't, because this was '89.
Maybe not. I don't know. You're putting a timestamp on it where.
Yeah, I don't remember for sure, but I used to. Yeah, we
KERRANG
talked about
press.
Kingdom Come before. So and King Diamond.
You know, maybe they're any if you were a band with the K name, maybe you were getting, because they've covered King's X, King Diamond, Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm kidding, of course. KERRANG, you could have done whatever you wanted.
Yeah,
we were all
KERRANG.
reading, right?
And then Black Sabbath exclusive tour dates. Man, Black Sabbath back in 1989.
Right?
Wow. So this is, okay, this one's pretty interesting. So.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, back cover.
Let's
What do
see,
we got?
It's on the back. What?
Whoa.
Okay, what is this?
Perhaps
Perhaps he'd
that
had
is too small a writing for me.
Tiger Tails. Do you remember Tiger Tails?
No.
I remember Tiger Tails.
That was on the last
I
cover
don't-
that we had.
Okay. Perhaps he'd had one too many of those pink paraffin cocktails. Perhaps it was the strain of overdubbing all 128 of the vocal tracks on the new Tiger Tails single, Love Bomb Baby. But whatever it was, Tails singer Kim Hooker,
That's Kim Hooker.
I guess, was clearly well out of his depth with his usual "Do you come here often chat up" line. Okay, whatever.
Just
I don't
promoting
know
a
what
single?
there's. I guess they're promoting a single, something. That's
The record company went all out.
yeah, that's an interesting. Whatever.
Kind of like the sparkly pink hair and hairspray.
Yeah,
dig that.
indeed.
Not a big fan of the snake. Slash and him might be friends. Or
Okay.
Kim.
I guess this.
Assuming Kim's a dude. But
Do you know anything about
I could
this?
be wrong.
Do you remember this band? This is kind of fun, these Kerrang magazines, because this is like so much of this stuff
Tails.
literally
What's
is
the name-
foreign to me.
What's the name of the song that he was recording? The 128 overdubs?
Love Bomb Baby.
Love Bombay. All right. I almost need to
Wow.
write that down. Put
I
it
don't
in
know.
my phone.
And go have a
'Cause
listen
right now
to Love
I've
Bomb
got
Baby.
Nevermore and Love Bomb Baby.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, so we had this Vane and all this Wasp, Torino, 24/7 Spyz. This is the other one we went through here. Skid Row, Guns N' Roses, all that stuff. We had the White Lion one
Scott Ian.
with Scott Ian.
Mighty Midget.
And then we have
He's
this.
going to beat us up.
Yes, exactly. So we've got several more, but we're just going to stop right there because we've
Awesome.
gone through a bunch of these already, and we've been doing this for a while. So anyway, so hey,
Hope you enjoyed this.
please follow the channel if you're not following the channel. Let us know about any of those things if you know about some of that stuff that we don't know about. If you've ever heard Nevermore before, I want to hear about that.
Yeah?
That'd be really cool because they were not appreciated.
I want to know who knows Vane.
And Vane, yes, indeed, for sure.
You know,
There's actually a lot of
maybe
these.
They're an untapped gem that I missed the boat on.
Yeah. So put it down in the comments what we need to be listening to if you know about any of that stuff. And like the video, share this with all your friends. And with that, have yourself a fantastic day.